Almighty and eternal God, ruler of heaven and earth, we beseech thee to inspire and guide all our actions and deliberations, that we may walk in the path of justice, love, and charity to one another. Help us with thy grace to do only those things that promote the unity, happiness, and prosperity of Egbaland and our cultural heritage. So help us God. Thank you very much, everybody. And on that note, I will hand over to the President to present to us his welcome address.
Ẹ kálẹ́ o gbogbo ilé, ẹ̀yin bàbá àti màmá mi, àbúrò àti ẹ̀gbọ́n mi. Mo fi àsìkò yìí dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín pé ẹ wáyè láti darapọ̀ mọ́ wa ní àṣálẹ́ yìí. Mo tún fẹ́ fi àkókò yìí dúpẹ́ pé ẹ kú àdúró tí ẹ kú ìnáwó ìnára láti ọdún 3 ó lé díẹ̀ tí ẹ ti yàn wá pé ká máa ṣe atọ́kùn àti olùdarí ẹgbẹ́. Ọlọ́run á máa wà pẹ̀lú yín o, a máa pélé ní àní pédín. Mo dúpẹ́ gidi lọ́wọ́ àwọn tí wọ́n ti fi àyè sílẹ̀ láti ran ẹgbẹ́ lọ́wọ́ ní ọ̀nà kan àbí ọ̀nà mìíràn. Ìkànnù àwọn èèyàn yìí àwọn ìkànnù àwọn kọ̀mítì la máa jíròrò lórí nǹkan tí wọ́n bá bọ̀ ní iṣẹ́ tí a gbé fún wọn, tí gbogbo ẹgbẹ́ gbé fún wọn lónìí. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín gan the Constitution Review Committee pẹ̀lú iṣẹ́ takuntakun tẹ́ ẹ ṣe lórí constitution wa tí ó lè jẹ́ pé ká lè align pẹ̀lú current realities. A fẹ́ jẹ́ kí ìwé ẹgbẹ́ wa jẹ́ ìwé tó jẹ́ pé ọjọ́ iwájú wa á tètè máa múra sí láti òní so that nǹkan ò ní máa bá wa ní òjijì. Mo dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín for your time and mo tún fẹ́ fi àsìkò yìí bẹ̀bẹ̀ lọ́wọ́ ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí pé àsìkò tí a bá máa ké sí yín ti ń súnmọ́lé ní agbára Ọlọ́run ní àárín oṣù 4 sí 6. Ó yẹ kí àsìkò tí ẹni ká ṣe kó tán. A dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín pé ẹ fún wa àyè yẹn láti serve yín lórúkọ gbogbo àwọn executive tó dẹ̀ wà ní orí bí àti àwọn advisory board. Mo fi àsìkò dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín kan. A pè yín pé kí ẹ jáde kí ẹ wá gba ipò lóríṣiríṣi ọ̀nà tẹ́ ẹ bá mọ̀ tí ẹgbẹ́ ìfìlẹ̀ máa lọ síwájú sí kí ẹ bá wa fọwọ́ kún ẹ̀dá. Ìyẹn náà ni àṣìṣe ṣe ìwé so that tí a bá máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ àwọn ìjọba tuntun, á jẹ́ ìjọba tó dángájíá, á jẹ́ constitution tó dáa tí wọ́n lè mọ̀ yàn. Ẹ ṣé o, láì fi àkókò ṣòfò, a fẹ́ jẹ́ ká bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní sọ̀rọ̀ nípa ọ̀rọ̀ constitution. So I'll pass it back to the secretary. Thank you very much for your time. God bless.
Ẹ kúrọ̀lẹ́ o gbogbo ilé. Ẹ kúrọ̀lẹ́ o. Báyìí tí o.
Wow.
Yeah, I want to use this opportunity to thank the executive for giving us the opportunity to serve the association. The Constitutional Review Committee was inaugurated on July 5th, 2022, and it was a 3-man committee.
Ojú lọ̀rọ̀ wà o.
So I'm coming now. Can you share that now? Ṣé ẹ ti rójú mi sí?
Àròjù ọ.
Ṣé tí wọ́n sì?
Ẹ káàbọ̀, ó tún ti lọ.
Ó tún ti wá òkè báyìí.
Ṣé ti rójú mi? Yeah, as I was saying, the committee was inaugurated on July 5th, 2022. It was a 3-man committee comprising of Baba Majekodunmi, Mr. Dewumi, and my humble self. So lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí a tún fi àsìkò ìdúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn executive fún opportunity fún wa láti serve this noble association. We had series of meetings via Zoom. So, and we sent out letters or notice to members for their input into the new constitution. So we got just 3 responses. That notice was on the platform for at least 3 weeks, if I'm not mistaken. So it's only 3 responses that we got, that we received, and we considered those inputs and incorporated them into the amended constitution. The constitution, we acknowledge that the constitution was well written, a very good document, but just as it was said by the president and the secretary, there was a need for us to look into the constitution and amend it to meet the current realities. I think there are 3 fundamental amendments there. All other items we sort of tinkered with, we restructured, but the 3 major amendments that we have in the Constitution are membership. We redefine membership and the categories. We increase the categories by 4, stating the right and responsibilities of members in each category. So it's there in the new constitution. If we have the old constitution and put side by side the new constitution, very clear. I think we added associate membership, with the corresponding rights and responsibility. Then the other major amendment was in the electoral procedure. So having operated the constitution for I think about 3 years, so we looked into our electoral procedure. How do we select people? How do we elect people that are going to lead the organization? So, and we considered we put a lot of things into consideration, and we decided to come up with the guidelines for election and who can stand for election. So that is one major area that we have that was amended. Also, we have a youth committee. We introduced a youth committee. This is to organize our youth. So I really need we have to, bring them into the association so that we can tutor them and they will be able to carry on after we must have retired. So the youth committee was there. If you look at the new constitution, then we also considered a situation just like in COVID, that the last time when the issue of election or no election, that the executive mandated to continue, which after considering it, we decided to hold an election, even though it was we were all returned unopposed. But we are now looking at a situation where it is just not possible for us to have an election, just as in COVID. So we decided to come up with guidelines for dealing with such situations, such that we will not be, we will not be caught napping, because so there won't be confusion on what to do, so that we don't have a lacuna. It's not as if everything in this area we are confused. So we came up with guidelines to deal with such situations. Then the other major thing we introduced is membership benefit. Membership benefit, what is the need for me? So for members, there should be some tangible benefit that that should go to them. Like, okay, why am I a member? How do I enjoy the benefit of being a member of the association? So we came up with some things that members can enjoy. So I think those are the things that I hope I've covered everything. So, Daddy, Baba Mayakodumi.
Yes.
Hello, sir.
Yes, I'm listening to you.
So, any African, sir?
Well, those you did the very good jobs. Those were the three important areas that we need, the general house to be aware of, because they weren't in the Constitution before. And, you did very. That's you summarized everything as we did. So I don't have any further comment.
Okay. Thank you very much. Ṣé Mr. Igunjobi ti délẹ̀?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Thank you so much. I want to take it that is the report from the Constitution. We have sent a copy of the reviewed Constitution to us before now, and it is not a time for us to start going into taking further amendments, but it is just for us to look at it together and possibly ratify if there are no comments or alterations from what we have sent. Just sharing with us again the same document that was sent to us all by email as far back as November 5th. Just for it to be clear to us that nothing is hidden. And like the committee mentioned, the areas that were reviewed or amended were highlighted for us to see. And those are the areas we have in green. These documents that I'm sharing right now, we all have it in our emails. And I would just want to crave your indulgence to do me the honor of not going through the route of having to read everything. To save our time, that was why it was sent. So for the next few minutes, I want to expect that we have one or two comments from members that have taken time to go through the documents as reviewed by the committee, and then we listen to us, and after that, perhaps we go into ratification and we progress with the meeting. Thank you. So comments about the reviewed Constitution. Silence could make consent. The floor is open to us to pass in our comments on the reviewed Constitution. What we are doing this evening is very, very critical, given that The Constitution is the live wire of any viable association. And once it's ratified, it becomes binding on you and I. And that's why we sent it far much earlier, so that we don't come into a situation of, oh, I was not there, I don't know what happened. Okay. If there are no comments, like I said much earlier, silence would mean consent. I will just want to, by way of motion, a member of the House to please move a motion for ratification of the Constitution. Thank you, Mr. Laja Thomas. Anyone seconding the motion? Okay, thank you very much. So the motion for the ratification has been moved by Mr. Laja Thomas and seconded by Mr. Kayode Otinbade. Thank you very much.
Ṣé akọ̀wé òwe ló pa ò ní pààyàn? So a dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo ẹgbẹ́ àti the committee tó bá wa ṣe ètò yìí. A dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ yín gidigidi gan. Gẹ́gẹ́ bí akọ̀wé ṣe sọ, iṣẹ́ ńlá lẹ ṣe. A dẹ̀ dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn tí ó fi àsìkò wọn sílẹ̀ láti ka constitution yìí àti àwọn tí wọ́n gbọ́nwọ́ sí nípa pé nǹkan tí àwọn rí pé ó lè tún wọ́n abẹ́tẹ̀ lè jẹ́ kó dáa sí. Nǹkan tí ó máa mú ẹgbẹ́ ró nìyẹn, torí gbogbo nǹkan tẹ́gbẹ́ sọ náà la gbà wọlé. Ẹni kọ́mítì yẹn gbà wọlé tí gbogbo àná rẹ̀ ti fọwọ́ sí lónìí. Wọ́n ní àjèjì ọwọ́ kan ò lè gbẹ́rù dórí, kò tá bá dẹ̀jọ́ ṣe pọ̀. Òun ló ń nǹkan tí èèyàn bá fọwọ́ kún ló máa ń yọrí sí rere. Bí mo ṣe sọ, ẹ jẹ́ kí a jáde. Nígbà tí constitution dẹ̀ ti di òfin báyìí sí, a fẹ́ test. A dẹ̀ fẹ́ test ẹ̀ pẹ̀lú election tó ń bọ̀ lọ́nà yìí, so that ká lè wo bó ṣe ṣiṣẹ́ sí. Ní àkọ́kọ́ àti ẹlẹ́ẹ̀kejì tí election wáyé nínú ẹgbẹ́, gbogbo ìgbà máa ń yan committee tó máa bá wa ṣe atọ́kùn ètò ìdìbò wa. Ìdí tí a fi ń yan committee yẹn ni pé nǹkan tí ìwé ẹgbẹ́ wa sọ nìyẹn, so that tí a bá ti yàn wọ́n, á jẹ́ àwọn tí wọ́n ní lè kópa gẹ́gẹ́ bí olùdíje nínú ìdìbò yẹn. Àwọn tí wọ́n lè fi ìmọ̀ ṣọ̀kan, tí wọ́n dẹ̀ lè panu mọ́ láti ṣiṣẹ́ yẹn kó dẹ̀ jáde sí rere. Ètò yẹn náà ni a tún máa lò ní tí ó ń bọ̀ yìí. A máa fi ìpè ránṣẹ́ sí gbogbo ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ ní kíákíá, nítorí wípé nínú àwa executive a ti sọ wípé inú wa máa dùn tí a bá lè yan àwọn tí ìdìbò yìí bá lè wáyé títí kọ́dún kó parí pẹ̀lú ọdún yìí, so that àwọn tí a bá yàn bá jẹ́ àwọn tuntun, wọ́n á lè bá wa ṣiṣẹ́ pọ̀ díẹ̀ kí a tó máa lọ. Nǹkan tí a dẹ̀ ṣe rò bẹ́ẹ̀ ni wípé ṣe mọ̀ wípé ẹgbẹ́ yìí náà ti tóbi díẹ̀. Ó ní àwọn ibi tí signature kọ̀ọ̀kan ló yẹ kó dé, bí irú ilé ìgbowó wa, bí irú tí a máa fẹ́ fi orúkọ àwọn èèyàn tuntun sí, bí gbogbo password wa, àwọn èèyàn lè jókòó ká jọ ṣe kí wọ́n rí bí a ṣe ń ṣe. Even though àwọn tó bá máa wọlé, wọ́n ní àyè láti ṣe bọ́n bá ṣe fẹ́ nígbà tá a bá lọ tán. Ṣùgbọ́n tá a bá properly sọ pé kì gbogbo lórí kọ̀ọ̀kan o, executive kọ̀ọ̀kan o, kó hand over ọ̀tọ̀ tó bá wà lọ́wọ́ wọn fún àwọn tó ń bọ̀, ṣe wọn pé transition yẹn máa smooth dáadáa. So a máa pe àwọn committee tó máa bá wa wo ìdìbò yẹn ní ọ̀sẹ̀ yìí. A fẹ́ kó tóbi jù, because àti rí ìrírí pé tí nǹkan bá tóbi jù ó máa ń falẹ̀, àti kó èèyàn jọ níbi tá a ti ń ṣiṣẹ́ bí tí nílùú tá a wà ó lágbára díẹ̀, ènìyàn tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ àárọ̀, ẹni tó ń ṣiṣẹ́ alẹ́, ẹni tó ń ṣe gbogbo kíní, so á jẹ́ gbìmọ̀ kékeré bóyá bí èèyàn bíi 3 tí wọ́n dẹ̀ máa bá wa ṣe ní kíákíá. Gbogbo nǹkan tó bá fẹ́ fi ṣe á jẹ́ nǹkan tí àwọn ìgbìmọ̀ yẹn bá decide, and ní gbogbo ìgbà tá a ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ náà, gbogbo ìgbìmọ̀ tá a bá yàn àwọn náà ló máa ń bá wa ṣe gbogbo kíní, a máa ń fún wọn ní autonomy láti ṣe gbogbo nǹkan tó bá wà nídìí ẹ̀, so wọ́n á bá wa ṣe lè. So ẹ jẹ́ ká fojú sọ́nà ní ọ̀sẹ̀ lágbára Ọlọ́run á tètè bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní ṣiṣẹ́ lórí nomination to the electoral committee. So ìyẹn máa jáde, ẹjọ́ tẹ bá mọ̀yàn tẹ fẹ́ nominate, ṣe àbádẹ́ rí pé kó pọ̀ sí náà á jẹ́ decision house, so ìyẹn máa jáde abọ́mínì ọ̀rọ̀ election. Mo dẹ̀ tún máa bẹ̀bẹ̀ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí ẹjọ́, a fẹ́ kí àwọn tí olùdíje jáde ká ṣe kó dùn yẹ wá, torí Ẹ̀gbá ní èèyàn àwọn èèyàn gidi tí wọ́n lọ́pọlọ, tí wọ́n ní oríṣiríṣi ẹ̀bùn, wọ́n lè fi gbé ẹgbẹ́ ìgbò dáadáa, so a fẹ́ kẹ́ jáde, ó kan gbogbo wa, ẹnikẹ́ni tó bá lè bá wa gbé síwájú, ẹ jọ̀ọ́ ẹ bọ́ síwájú kẹ́ni ká lè ràn yín sípò. Ẹ ṣeun.
I will roll it back over to the president for his update on projects.
Ẹ ṣeun akọ̀wé àti gbogbo ilé, a fẹ́ fi àsìkò yìí fún yín ní ibi tá a bá ṣe dé lórí project yìí jẹ wá lógún gan, ó dẹ̀ mú wa lọ́kàn pé kí a ran àwọn èèyàn wa nílé lọ́wọ́, ṣùgbọ́n nǹkan wẹ́rẹ́wẹ́rẹ́ kan wà tó ń jẹ́ ìdádúró fún wa. Ìkíní ni wípé a fẹ́ jẹ́ kó jẹ́ wípé wọn ní já project yẹn gbà mọ́ wa lọ́wọ́ kan sọ ti bí nǹkan ìjọba àbí bí nǹkan àwọn olóṣèlú nílé, so that kò ní wá dé ọwọ́ àwọn tá a fẹ́ kó dé, because ìgbìyànjú wa ni pé kí a fi ọwọ́ kan àwọn èèyàn tí wọ́n jẹ́ wípé wọ́n fẹ́ kíní yìí máa ní impact nínú ayé wọn, tí kìí ṣe wípé àwọn tí wọ́n ti sọ tó dàbẹ̀ pé wọ́n ní hope pé nǹkan báyẹn lè ṣẹlẹ̀, wọ́n dàbẹ̀ pé àwọnú ilé àdẹ̀rẹ̀ wọn ní hope. So nípa ti kànga ta ní ká ṣe, a ti ṣe a lot of effort ní Abẹ́òkúta. Nǹkan tí a discover ni pé kò jàtọ̀ sí ọ̀rọ̀ tí a fi oní-borehole dé, because wọ́n láti test ilẹ̀ wọ́n tó lè mọ ibi tí wọ́n lè gbẹ́ kànga náà sí. So because a gbọ́ wípé from experience l'Abẹ́òkúta ṣe mọ̀ pé àwọn area kan wà tí wọ́n ní limestone for example, tí a bá gbẹ́ kànga síbẹ̀ tán bá mu omi òkè yẹn bí ẹ̀ ń pa wọn sí ni, because omi burúkú ni wọ́n mu, even though àwọn kan wà bẹ́ẹ̀ tán ti gbẹ́ kànga fún wọn bẹ́ẹ̀ sí tán dẹ̀ mu, ṣùgbọ́n tí wọ́n á gbọ́ pé irú kànga báyẹn á gbẹ nítorí bí limestone yẹn máa fà mú, ó máa gbẹ nígbà kan bóyá gbá ẹ̀rùn, á tún sùn padà nígbà òjò. Àwa wò pé òkè bóyá ká tún ṣe ká gbẹ́ kó jìnà ju limestone lọ ká lọ sísàlẹ̀ sí. Ní gbogbo ọgbọ́n tá a ṣàdáṣá àti náwó, because gbogbo àwọn tó ń bá wa ṣe assessment yìí náà wọ́n ń gbowó ni. Tó máa sọ pé òkè ibi ni ká gbẹ́ sí, tá a bá débẹ̀ tá a bá ṣe gbogbo assessment seismic assessment bẹ̀ tán á di pé nǹkan báyìí ni o tẹ́ bá máa rómi tó máa dá á tó 150 feet to 200, I mean 200 feet down. So owó tá a ní, because a ní budget fún kínní, àwa rí pé pẹ̀lú nǹkan tó wà lóde ní Nàìjíríà lónìí, owó tá a ní ò ní lè ṣe kókó kínní tá a bá fẹ́ dára. Èkejì ni wípé pẹ̀lú ibo la fẹ́ ṣe sí tí kò ní gbogbo wàhálà tá ti ń rí. So nígbà tí àwa executive wa jókòó àwa ní pé ká ṣe nǹkan méjì. Èkíní ni pé ká wá bí àwọn ọmọ indigent students tí a lè ràn lọ́wọ́ through àwọn foundation tí ó ti wà well established, tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n lè sọ pé àwọn ti ṣe irú táwa ló ń fowó ṣe kànga yẹn, àwọn kan wà tó jẹ́ pé wọ́n ti ṣe, àwọn foundation kan wà jẹ́ pé wọ́n ti ṣe assessment yẹn, ó nìkan ló ń dá wọn dúró. Ṣùgbọ́n àwa náà la ṣì máa gba ibẹ̀ pé ok tá bá lọ bá ru foundation yẹn sìn pé ok a fẹ́ ṣe kànga mi èlò ni contractor yìí máa ń ṣe kànga, community báyìí ní ìdí ẹ̀ báyìí nígbà nísinsìnyí ok èlò ni a lè sọ pé àwa o Manitoba gba descendants in Manitoba a fẹ́ ṣe kànga kan, ṣe pé àwọn òṣìṣẹ́ wọn ló máa kó lọ, àwọn contractor tó ń lò ló máa kó tiwa ní ká fi wọlé àwa aládé máa gba yìí. Ìyẹn la rò pé a tún lè ṣe ní àwọn foundation tí a ti ṣe investigation lórí wọn wípé àwọn foundation tó ti exist dáadáa tí wọ́n dẹ̀ ti mú quality result wá ní. So ìyẹn lórí ti ọmọléèwé. A dẹ̀ sọ pé òkè omi náà, omi ni water is life, torí omi yẹn náà tún ṣì wà lọ́kàn wa. So a rò wípé ìkan nínú ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ wa Mr. Olude, wọ́n ní àwọn foundation kan tí mo mọ̀ sí pé wọ́n ń ṣàwọn nǹkan báyìí. Báyẹ̀ pé wọ́n àwọn náà ní irú contractor yẹn ń sìn, a wò pé bóyá ká bí wọn náà pé bóyá ká ṣe bóyá kànga kan o àtàwọn ọmọ iléèwé yẹn ni a wà lórí ẹ̀ báyìí. So lágbára Ọlọ́run a máa yanjú ọ̀rọ̀ project yẹn. Ẹ̀rù hàn ń bà wá níjẹ́ wọn. Àwọn olùdarí wa ní Nàìjíríà wọn ń ṣe lóòótọ́. Tí nǹkan bá dẹ̀ ti bọ́ sí wọn lọ́wọ́, wọ́n máa dàbẹ́ pé wọ́n máa relegate wá sẹ́yìn bẹ́ẹ̀ pé àwọn ló ń ṣe nǹkan yẹn láti fi gbàyè, láti fi gbàbò lọ́wọ́ àwọn ará ìlú. Àdẹ̀fẹ́ kó rí bẹ́ẹ̀. Àwa la máa choose ibi tẹ́, àwa la máa supervise, àwa la dẹ̀ máa gbàyè, àwa la máa gbàyè bẹ́ẹ̀. Àfẹ́ kí wọ́n kan fi wá gbàyè mọ́ àwọn ará ìlú lọ. So àbọ̀ wa nìyẹn, a máa parí ẹ̀ lágbára Ọlọ́run kí tenure wa tó parí our project. Thanks.
Ẹ ṣé gan-an alága ẹgbẹ́. So bí ọ̀rọ̀ ṣe jẹ́ lórí ọ̀rọ̀ project yẹn, and just to re-echo, ìdánilójú sì wà pé budget wa for the project is still intact and the executive is still committed to embarking on those projects before the expiration of the tenure. Or have any comments? We have talked about two things after the ratification. We have talked about election. We have talked about projects, so that we don't get everything muddled up. If you have any comments on these two areas, the floor is open for us to make our comments now before we go to the other item on the agenda. All right, I can see Mr. Laja Thomas. You have the floor now.
Èmi fẹ́ fi àkókò yìí dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ àwọn tá à ń pè ní foundation SC fún iṣẹ́ takuntakun tí wọ́n ṣe for the 2 term tí wọ́n ti lò. Mo fi pé tí ó bá dìgbà tí a bá fẹ́ yan ní SC, èmi fẹ́ rọ àwọn foundation SC pé kí wọ́n má fi wá sílẹ̀, kí wọ́n jẹ́ bí olùmọ̀ àti atọ́nà fún àwọn tó ń bọ̀ ní ẹ̀yìn. Kò yọ ọ̀rọ̀ mi jù bẹ́ẹ̀ lọ.
Thank you very much, sir. That is noted. Any other comments on the two areas that we have delved into? Dalazi Z, I can't see the face. Oh, okay. All right. Mrs. Akinwale, over to you.
what I want to say is, okay, it's rather a question. Okay. For the election, is it only going to be financial members that will be allowed to vote, or everybody?
For that question, I will say that is well spelled in the Constitution. Having said that, I do not stand a position to further comment on that. Once the electoral committee is set up, the electoral committee will be the right committee to address such issues, but they will not work outside the Constitution.
Okay.
Thank you. Any other question? Question, comments, contributions? The financial secretary in attendance is unavoidably absent, but we have our treasurer in the meeting right now, and she is able or will be able to present to us the financial position of the association. On that quick note, I will hand over to Alhaja Fatima Ogunfowora, the treasurer of the association.
Ekrole. Sorry. Ekrole. Meeting. No. Yeah, our financial secretary was still around, but being the treasurer of the association, I was able to do the calculation and the financial reports. I won't be able to share because I want to Dr. But being pay me were in charge, so easy for me to share. So like this year expenses start share, I share picnic, I share birthday, I share award. So nino birthday wa after ticket $6,080 ni gbogbo ticket tata. Then expense wa fún birthday from start to end is 13,319. So comprises of printing, decoration, food, raffle draw, DJ, cakes, all. Then gift card ta fáwọn èèyàn tó ṣe tá mọ̀. Then so ló jẹ́ kí gbogbo yẹn jẹ́ 13,319. Then gbàtà ṣe picnic, a rí donation 450 from 4 members. Expensive from picnic wise $2,661.92. Then egba donation fáwọn èèyàn tó support wọn gbà yẹn fún Ẹ̀gbádé wa. We have about 7 people that donated tàdẹ̀rí 800 níbẹ̀. Then membership fee wa tarí gbà lọ́dún yìí is 4,300 ní membership fee tá ṣe lọ́dún yìí. So cumulatively láti bẹ̀rẹ̀ tá ti bẹ̀rẹ̀ ẹgbẹ́ 2019 membership is 4,200. 2020 is 3,800. 2021 is 3,900. Then 2022 is 4,300. Then gbà tí àwọn government ń fún wa lówó yẹn nígbà COVID, àgbà òun ló jẹ́ ká lówó nínú ẹgbẹ́. Àgbà $25,024.48 lọ́wọ́ government. Then so far after taba yọ Ẹ̀gbádé expensive, which is 13,390, award 2,914, picnic 266 sorry, 2,661.92 cents. Then scholarship tashi which is 800, then expenses. So cash in the bank missing ó fún wa ní 15,292.66 cents. Ló jẹ́ gbogbo nǹkan tí ó wà nẹ́gbẹ́. Income from the membership is 16,200. That's from 2019 to 2022, 16,200. Then taba ṣí gbogbo expenses that ní so far, which is látìgbà 2022 tá ṣẹ̀gbádé, which is $10,423. Ẹ̀gbádé 2022, 13,390. Award expenses 2,000. Bẹ́ẹ̀ gbogbo total expenses wá jẹ́ $41,749.48. Then income tó wọlé, which is the picnic donation 450, Ẹ̀gbá donation, government support, goodwill advert, support from people. We have 29,999.48 cents. Tickets sold for the first Ẹ̀gbá Itachi, which is 2022, 2020, then Itachi 2022. The first one is 4,985, which is 2022. 2020 rather. 2022 is $6,080. So just $11,065. That is the income time. So taba yokuro nínú gbogbo total is 57. Taba ma yokuro gbogbo expenses were 41,749.48 cents. So cash in the bank, I need 15,292.66 cents. That's the summary.
Thank you very much, Treasurer, for that. That is the financial position of the association.
Right.
I will want to leave room for questions. But before I do that, allow me to state that the report that was given ordinarily should have been given by the financial secretary.
Yeah.
The previous AGM we had, the financial secretary had presented, I would say 50% of what the treasurer is presenting today.
Yeah.
So anything that has to do up to 2020, I want to believe that we are done with those records.
Yeah.
And we will only be talking about the current financial documents or position. This is just for us to know that for those members that might be joining us for the first time today, this is not a meeting to present to us from inception to date. That had been done before, and we are only talking about the current year expenditure and income. So on that note, I will want to take our questions and reactions to that. And I make bold to say that at the next meeting, hopefully, when we'll be meeting in person, before the handover, the current financial secretary will present to us the financial status in paper, in black and white, just like he did at our last AGM. So general, we are on general. At this moment, we will want to take concerns from members as regards the association, suggestions or comments.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Barama Jakutu, sir, you have the floor. I see I'll come back to you.
I just make it quick. I just want to applaud the current executive, I think you lay down, since I've been a member of this organization, you lay down a very strong foundation. And it's interesting that we are all discussing at this general meeting about finance, even though there is one thing we put in we try to suggest as part of the objective for the organization, and I hope the incoming executive will take note of this. You have a lot of projects. We suggested that a specific program should be earmarked for fundraising annually, so that we cannot be wholly dependent on the government. Or, I remember the treasurer mentioned about the struggle collecting membership fees. That one is may not even be enough. So I will hope that with the new constitution, the new executive will be able to, within its own time, find a way to sponsor one specific fundraising project. Hopefully, doing that, if the organization is able to, to attract good people from the community, that money can be put in the bank, which will help the executive to, whenever they have any project, rather than waiting for this, you have something to tap on. So I just want to congratulate you for carrying us thus far. At least there's still hope, we still have money.
Thank you very much, sir. And the ray of hope will never grow dim over Egba Descendant Association. The labors of love that we have invested in it will continue to flourish in our lifetime and even beyond, by God's grace. Thank you so much, sir, for the kind words and the kind advices. I want to believe that everyone is listening to that, and whoever takes over the leadership will put them into action. I saw Mr. Abiola Idowu and Mr. Taiwo raise up their hands. At this moment, I will want to give the floor over to Mr. Abiola Idowu, then I'll come back to Mr. Taiwo.
Oh, thank you, sir. Good evening, everyone, and Mukiwubuile. I think Baba has actually mentioned what I wanted to say. Just want to commend the executive for successfully piloting the affairs of the association for the past 3.5 years. I think they have done a very wonderful job, laying very strong foundation in terms of governance and the administrative of the association. So kudos to the association, and I'm very proud of the work they have done. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We are proud as well of having members that are committed to the development of the association. Irrespective of our tight schedules, we appreciate everyone that has volunteered and taken time to support us thus far. It's a collective effort. The progress of the association should be dear to our hearts, and we must be proud of it as Egba sons and daughters. Thank you very much. I'll go over to Mr. Taiwo right now.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. In same vein, I'm not afraid to call over Dodo Megbe àti pàápàá jùlọ lọ́wọ́ àwọn ESCO wa fún ìpìlẹ̀ tó fi lélẹ̀ àti fún gbogbo iṣẹ́ takuntakun tó ti ń ṣe láti ọdún yìí wá that has sustained us this far. I dúpẹ́ for the time, the commitment, the engagement, for everything. Nígbà tá à ń sọ report lẹ́ẹ̀kan yẹn, wọ́n sọ̀rọ̀ nípa àwọn ọmọ ẹgbẹ́ that we had some members like back in 2019 and some are no longer members now, right? So what I don't understand is it that some would, like you have members 2019 and then they didn't pay for 2020, 2021, and then 2022, they will just pay for that 2022 and they'll continue? Or how does this work? Number one. Number two is me Moboya want to solely or maybe something. Are there things we can do to reach out to some of them? Because you have the database, we don't have it, right? Maybe we have to like start reaching out. Okay, so some of members that we knew they were once financial member, they were once committed, but they are no longer, to understand the concerns, how we could reach out to them and bring them back into the fold. Not only because of the money, right? But we just want them to be part of this, amazing family. That's just my own question. Thank you.
Thank you very much. We appreciate those comments. I can see Anoluapo, pardon me, I don't know if this is a male or female or Mr. or Mrs. But what I say here is Anoluapo. I'm going to hand over to you in a few minutes, but I want the president to make a quick comment on what Mr. Taiwo has raised.
Thank you very much, Mr. Taiwo. Two ways náà ni. Àkọ́kọ́ ni pé àwọn tí wọ́n sanwó nígbà kan tí wọ́n san membership tí wọ́n san ni paid up member. Some of them wọ́n sì darapọ̀ mọ́ ọ̀tá ń ṣe ṣùgbọ́n wọ́n sanwó. I try to reach out sí àwọn èèyàn, but I fẹ́ wà very careful. Padà mẹ́gbẹ́ torí o la ṣe ń lé àwọn èèyàn kiri. Ìjọba wò dáadáa owó tá ń dá náà $50, $100 kì í ṣe pé dó ó pọ̀ but kì í ṣe owó tó pọ̀ jù. So nǹkan tá a ṣe máa ń sọ ẹ bá gbọ́ pé akápò wa sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan pé a máa ń jíǹgbò ẹ máa ń sọ pé òkè ẹlòmíì ń gbàgbé.
Go on, sir.
Ẹlòmíì gbàgbé ṣóyè àwọn wọn létí. But ṣẹ́rí tá a bá bẹ̀rẹ̀ sí ní pé àwọn èèyàn kọ̀ọ̀kan a mọ̀ wípé tá a mọ̀ pé àlàáfíà ni wọ́n wà ẹlòmíì àárín wọn nínú ètò kì í ṣe pé nǹkan kan ṣe wọ́n. So ẹ mọ̀ kó máa dàbẹ́ pé ọ̀rọ̀ owó nira fún mi bí ká máa léèyàn kiri kan máa wá sá fún èèyàn náà. Ẹgbẹ́ yìí nǹkan tá a bá ń ṣe àbílẹ̀ pé ó yẹ kó announce wà ó yẹ kó jẹ́ pé nǹkan tó yẹ kó máa wú àwọn èèyàn lórí ni pé adẹ̀ láwọn kan bẹ́ẹ̀ nu ẹgbẹ́ pé ká tó sọ pé a fẹ́ ṣe nǹkan kan wọ́n á ti bá wa fọwọ́ kún. So a fẹ́ jẹ́ pé kó jẹ́ pé nǹkan tá à ń ṣe ló máa pè èèyàn sínú ẹgbẹ́ wa ni kò ní jẹ́ pé à ń léèyàn kiri kó wá dé pé wọ́n ti ń bọ̀ ẹjọ́ mi fẹ́ wà láwọn máa ẹ̀jọ̀. So ẹni tó bá dá àgbà ẹni tí ò bá dẹ̀ dá tó bá wá àkí tó wá sí function á wọlé. So kò remove the fact pé deep inside ọmọ ẹ̀gbá nìyẹn wọ́n jẹ́ paid up member ẹ̀gbá Standard Association ni ẹ̀gbá nìyẹn wọ́n ti bí ẹsẹ̀ gbà náà ẹ̀gbá nìyẹn. So nǹkan tá approach tá fún nìyẹn. Àwọn tó dẹ̀ máa dé ní ẹ̀yìn wa lágbára Ọlọ́run tó bá ní better approach. Àkọ́kọ́ fẹ́ kẹ́gbẹ́ kún kó má jẹ́ ọ̀rọ̀ owó ó mú wa lára jù. Tá a bá pọ̀ sí táwọn náà bá rí what is in there for you ti sanwó ní ìnira púpọ̀. Ṣeun.
Thank you very much, President, for the response. And with due respect, fair enough, I didn't know. I just saw a message very quick, more Google Lenko. The hand that was raised is the hand of Chief Mrs. Anoluapo Shoyoyi. I'm so sorry, ma. What I see on the screen is what I call. I didn't know it. You have the floor, ma, with due respect.
Thank you, sir. Good evening, everyone. I would like to commend the current executive for a job that is extremely well done. That is number one. The other thing is just like a suggestion. And the suggestion is, Egba is broken into so many different bits. Therefore, I would like to suggest that when we have that we should actually maybe go into the field or find out from people from the different sections what seems to be most important need in any of those sections, whereby the Egba Descendants Union of Winnipeg, of Manitoba, as it were, can now determine so that it doesn't seem like as if they are just sinking money in just a single section of Egba land. You can pick mini projects from each of the different sections and carry all of them out. It depends on the strength of the budget. Or you can determine that, okay, if there are 5 sections or if there are 6 sections, then we will determine that every time we are thinking of doing a project, then we go from one section. Once that is done, we move on to another section. Once that is done, so that they know that we are truly all Egba and we are not favoring one side of Egba or one section of Egba for another. That is just the recommendation or suggestion that I would like to make. God bless you.
Thank you very much, ma. About the Nikolai we appreciate your comments and suggestions. Òyìnbó kan lè fi bá mi parí gbogbo ẹ̀ mà. Ẹ sọ pé the strength of the budget.
Yeah, that's
Ọlọ́run á fún wa ṣe. We will try as much as possible to put that into consideration, and we will continue. When I say we, I'm not talking about the executive, the current executive, but we, as Egba Descendants Association Manitoba, will continue to carry the 5 pillars of Egba land along and to put them into consideration in everything that we are doing for the community development. It is sacrosanct, and we will not at any point in time look at that with levity. Thank you very much, ma'am.
Can I have a little rebuttal, sir?
Okay, ma'am.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to add that don't think that whatever you consider small because you spend dollars is a lot. If we take a look at the field of education, there are a lot of primary school kids that cannot afford exercise books or simple school bags. So don't even begin to think that whatever it is you have is very small. By the time you change it, you will be surprised at the number of kids or the number of lives you will affect by what you consider a minute donation. So it doesn't have to be big projects, as in borehole. That borehole, let's assume is 800,000 or 900,000. Do you realize how many exercise books? Just $1,000 is going to produce, and how many kids? Even if you give them just 6 exercise books each and 1 or 2 pencils, there is a difference in that parent's life that doesn't have to go beg, borrow, or steal for just those 6 exercise books. So, as much as we would like to do something laudable where they will paste our names to say, yes, this is, I want us to go back to what the word of God says. Don't let what your right, the left hand know what the right hand is doing. Whether they know it is you or not, God knows who did it. And God, it is God that replenishes, and it is God that pays according to the work of our hands. So don't worry about who takes the accolade. God knows who did the work. Whoever wants to step up to take accolade, if that is they would have already collected their own blessing. Let us just load our heavens, because for me, maybe because education is just something that is very close to my heart. And I find that there are a lot of kids who can't afford simple things Even common school sandal, that is 2,000 to 3,000 naira. There are kids who go to school without school. So there are a lot of things that we can do that can actually touch the lives of people in Egbaland without it having to be what we consider expensive or laudable. It is how many lives and how great we affect it that matters. God bless us.
Amen. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much, man. And further right now that we have with us about 52 members, I want to say thank you to everyone for joining us. We have moved from a stage to another stage, just like we have all seen. Not everybody that claims to be a bad Descendant Association member pays their dues. It's a concern. We have some members that are also on our database that have not been participating. They don't even pay their dues. They don't come to our meetings. I believe that as we progress and develop, Yorubas will say, Ayo Kanda, Ninu Resi. There's no way as much as we want to be together, we will still have to know who is who. And fair enough, the amended constitution has also put in place the rights and privileges of members. So it is not a matter of, okay, because I'm on the WhatsApp platform, family support like we did, and it has to get to you. You have to be there. You have to be financially committed to be a member of the association. If we don't have any other comments from us, I will be wrapping up the meeting. I want to thank in particular Mrs. Abiodun Akinlosotu. I'm thanking her particularly because from all the emails that were sent out, she's the only one, apart from the president, that acknowledged that mail, and that meant a lot to me. It meant a lot to me. Thank you very much. I want to hope that when we receive other emails, we will also take the extra step and effort to acknowledge it. It goes a long way to show that we are communicating. And also on our WhatsApp platform. Sorry, and also Mr. Lawal Olanrewaju. Yeah, Mr. Olanrewaju Lawal also acknowledged all the mails. And Mr. Kayode Otegbade, yes, those are the 3 acknowledgements that I received as the secretary. I hope that we will give a better cooperation to whoever becomes the secretary so that they can function better in their office. On that note, the meeting will be coming to a close. I will want someone to move the motion for the adjournment of this meeting. Mr. Laja Thomas, so moved, and seconded by who? Mr. Dewale Egunjobi. Thank you very much. We'll take our anthem, and after the anthem, we'll take our closing prayer. Presidents, lead us in the anthem. Oh boys.
Lórí òkè òun pẹ̀tẹ́lẹ̀ ibẹ̀ lágbé sí o. Ilẹ̀ mi àgbà o. Ilẹ̀ òmìnira. Máyọ̀ 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 o. Lórí òkè máa yọ̀ orúkọ ẹ̀gbá o. Èmi ọmọ lè ṣàbí. Máa yọ̀, máa yọ̀, máa yọ̀ o. Lórí ọmọ. Máa yọ̀, máa yọ̀, máa yọ̀ o. Lórí ọmọ. Abẹ́òkúta ìlú Ẹ̀gbá. Èmo ní gbàgbé rẹ̀. Mo gbé ọ lọ́kàn bí ọ̀yà.
Mo ti bá jẹ́ ìṣàṣòro, mo ti bá máa wá